Well, good morning. It is the day before Memorial Day, Sunday morning, and I know I should be at church, but I'm going to watch it live because the only way I can get everything done that I need to get done is I have to start in the mornings. And I'll be working until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock when everybody starts showing up at the house. So right now I'm getting ready to make my baked beans. And remember, for those of you that I have noticed that I had that Pampered Chef party out there, virtual party. This is a Pampered Chef can opener. And when I tell you these things are slamming, you know how when you do the other cans and you have the sharp edge and you have to always worry about cutting your hand and cutting yourself in the garbage can. If you push something down the garbage can, the next thing you know, you don't put your hand on the lid. This actually literally takes the lid, there's no sharp edges, and it brings the whole, not a single sharp edge. So it's the way it cuts it. So if you don't have anything else from Pampered Chef, I'm telling you, you want the can opener. And my second something that you want from Pampered Chef is the garlic press. This garlic press is bomb. I've got a lot of Pampered Chef here in the house. I've used it for 20 years. I think it was right around 2000 when I first got introduced to Pampered Chef, and I've used it ever since. And when I tell you guys, it's worth every dime that you pay for this stuff. It really is. It doesn't, I've never had anything break from them. All the stuff that I use of theirs, I've had for decades, literally. So just wanted to put that out there. So I'm opening up, and we always use these bush beans. And I just took whatever was in the pantry, because Dwayne buys them, I usually don't. So he's got a couple of honeys, a couple of originals, or barbecue one. I mix it all up because then I come behind it and put my stuff in here to really make them be baked beans. And yeah, this is an easy little something. Baked beans don't take that long, and it's a dish that spreads and goes a long way. Now, some people, we've got several people in our family that have gone meatless. I'm putting meat in these today, but my niece Jalea is coming over with her vegan baked beans, no meat. So for Dwayne and Jair, who love meat, I've already ground my hamburger over there, and of course I season it before I brown it before I brown it in the frying pan, because the seasoned meat actually adds more flavor. Because I don't put any seasoning in the actual beans, it's in the meat. I'm going to use 4 cans. The baked beans. You want to get all your beans, you got to get what you pay for, you know what I'm saying? I've already cut up my onion that are going to go in here. And actually what I'm going to do is take my ground beef after I finish this last 2 cans of beans, putting them in here. I'm going to take my ground beef, put it here, and then I'm going to saute these onions a little bit. And now some people put bell pepper. There's all different kind of stuff you can put in your beans. Sometimes I put bell pepper, sometimes I don't. I don't have any. I forgot to get some, so I won't be putting bell pepper this time. I use whatever I have in the house. When I'm intentional, then I make sure that I have everything that I need before I start cooking. But every time I go in the grocery store, because I don't write down a list very often, I forget something. And I forgot. Sorry about that. I forgot. Actually, I might not be able to fit that other little can in here, because by the time I get my meat in here, my bowl is going to be too full. So I think I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to move that. So now you guys can actually see better. So there's the beans in the pot. And you can see that I did, this is probably about a pound of hamburger. And like I said, I've already ground it, or browned it, in the frying pan to get it done. Now I'm mixing that in with the beans. I'm going to take these onions and I'm going to saute them in the same pan. No need to, it's going to have some ground beef seasoning to it, but that'll just season up the onions before I put them in the. So I'll ground that. You just want to mix it up in here good. I love a meaty baked bean. And then I'm also just one, I'm going to take just one andouille sausage and put in here. That gives it a little bit of a kick. I'm just going to take this andouille sausage, cutting board back. I'm going to cut this up in really small pieces. I don't want you to really be able to just bite into a whole chunk of. So I cut it in half and then cut those in half. And then just make little small pieces to go in the beans. Uh-oh, and I just realized I left my refrigerator door open. You know I'm tripping. So sprinkle that little bit of andouille sausage in there. And like I said, I just used one. You could use more than that, but I try not to use too much because Dwayne doesn't like hot. And so if I put too much, then he'll be able to actually tell that I put it in there. I am now browning my camera ain't following me. It's supposed to be following the camera. Okay, it's decided it wants to act stupid. So I'll have to make sure I stay right here because it doesn't want to move for me. And I'm just sauteing these just so they aren't hard because they're going to cook down in the beans as well. So I just try to brown them till they get glassy, which is right about now. Now I'm going to take these and put down here and just chop them up real fine. Mix that in here. Look at them baked beans. I am not sure why. There we go. I was like, why is my camera not doing what it's supposed to do? I know people have said I should have somebody filming for me. We ain't got time for all of that because everybody always has something else they're doing. And so I just have to do what works for me. Now I'm going to take some brown sugar. If I can get my bag open. And I just usually take a couple of handfuls. That gives it that little sweetness. We like sweet. Probably too much. Now I'm gonna mix that up. And then honey these guys used or what. I need that up for later today. There was something else I was going to put in here besides the honey. See how I'm forgetting what I'm doing? Cleaning stuff off. The beans. What am I forgetting? Oh. I also put some ketchup and some mustard. And you see I'm just kind of doodle dabbing. And you don't want to put too, but the mustard kind of gives it a twang. So we have like a sweet, savory taste to the beans. You want to mix it all in good. You shouldn't see anything except for the meat that's in here. You can't get away from that. But you want to mix everything up so you can't see all of this stuff. And then my last thing. Since I don't know where my big jars of honey have gone, I'm going to use my little jars of honey. So I have to use the stem because these are so small, my head won't even go in there. So I have a little bit of honey and a little bit of brown sugar in there. That was 4 of these little ones. Now, I can't tell you what size this is, but now I'm going to wash my hands since I licked my hands. So I'm going to mix that little bit of honey up in here. I got my gospel music playing in the background, y'all. And even though I'm not going to church today at 9:30, I will turn it on and watch our service at Turner Chapel. So I'm not really missing church. I'm missing being at church. And there's a difference. Okay. That is pretty much, one more thing. Take a little bit of some Tabasco. I have to say that quietly too. And that, so I have savory, sweet and savory. So what did I put in here? I have the beans, I have the ground beef, I have 1 andouille sausage, I have some brown sugar, some honey, some ketchup and mustard, and a tiny little bit of Tabasco sauce. And I don't put any salt or I don't put no seasoning except for how I season the meat to cook it. Everything else is just natural something. Now, these beans are actually ready go in the oven. I'm just gonna leave them sitting on the counter right now because I don't like to cook food this early. You know, remember I told you I have a lot of phobias, but I don't like hot food that gets reheated. So since I know we don't eat until about 4 o'clock, this is just gonna sit until about 2:30. And that's when I'll put them in the oven. That's all my stuff. But this, my sweets, is Felicia's baked beans. And don't those look lovely? Now I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna cover them up. Put some foil on it and just, so people are saying, you gotta leave it sitting on the counter. We keep our house cool. We regularly keep it on about 70. Never really go over 70. And like for today, I asked Dwayne, could he turn it down to about 68, 69? Just because one, it's gonna be really hot. I'm gonna be cooking for several hours. So the kitchen is gonna get really hot. I'll be sweating and I'll be passing out and all that other kind of crazy. So there you go. Baked beans by Mama Fee. I said I'm gonna make this my cooking shirt. Every time I cook, I'm gonna have my shirt on. I wanna be consistent in stuff I do. And you guys, look at me. I forgot the eye was still on. You know, I'm really tripping. Okay, so I'm gonna put my beans over on the counter and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do that on a different video. So that's the end of this one. Okay, good day.